So as I said earlier, the point behind the CBC is to be able to develop those things that were listed as the core competencies that the CBC would like to see developed in our kids, and that the subjects are simply the vessels to it. And at the different levels, we do different subjects. At the pre-primary education level, which I think most of us know it as PP1, which is basically pre-primary 1. Now you know. And pre-primary 2, PP2. What basically happens in those levels is simply what we call language activities, which is whatever language that's being taught there. Mathematical activities, the basic counting, numeracy skills. Environmental activities, just for them to be aware of where they are. The psychomotor being able to use their body, okay, and creative activities, and the religious activities. At the pre-primary level, those are the vessels for developing the core competencies that we spoke about. At the lower primary level, we add a bit more. We now have what we call literacy as, you know, a subject area. We have Kiswahili and Kenya Sign Language for learners who are deaf. We have English language activities. We have indigenous language activities. And maybe perhaps I should dwell a bit more there on this number 4, indigenous language activities. Why are we teaching our kids indigenous languages in the schools? It's super important. It's super, super important. Okay, it's not being tribal. It's super important that our kids actually learn the indigenous languages so that we retain our identities. Okay? Because we need as much as possible to have people who understand where they come from and they can communicate in their languages. These identities are crucial. That's why to me, I love when I see indigenous language activities as part of the curriculum. Mathematical activities is the other one. Environmental activities, hygiene and nutrition, religious activities, movement, and creative activities. So those 9 are once again the vessels at lower primary level for developing the core competencies, the 7 core competencies that were listed. And the same story happens at upper primary. I don't know how I can find that, how quickly I can find that. Yeah, but yeah, at upper primary it's the same story. English, Kiswahili, home science, agriculture, science, maths, religious activities, creative arts, physical and health education, social studies. You know, we keep adding a bit more dimension because the kids are older, you know, they can have more knowledge, more skills, and they can apply those to perform a function, which is what we said is the definition of competency-based curriculum, and they are the vehicles through which they can develop those 7 competencies that we listed. Okay. So very important. The role of subjects is simply as a vehicle. The point behind going to school is not to learn social studies. The point behind going to school is to, yes, get some knowledge out of social studies, develop some skills out of it, but we are all aiming at those 7 core competencies as what we need to see in the people. And that's how, therefore, ladies and gentlemen, we don't need to know who is number 1, who is number 2, which is a better school, which is a worse school, who is a better learner, who is a worse learner. We work with everybody's ability. It's the mission of this new curriculum, as we said, is to nurture the potential in every learner. And potential is different for all of us. Okay? So the point is for it to nurture the potential in each of us. And we see it as adults. As adults, it doesn't matter that you are number 1 in class 3 that much. Maybe it matters, but it doesn't matter that much. Okay? What matters more is, are you able to operate as close as possible to your maximum potential, whatever that may be?